I always forget that last light. All right, we're good. Good evening, guys. Let me get this chat up. There we go. All righty, it is late. Andrew, good evening. Let me say hey to everyone that's in here right now. David Rodriguez, Jamie, good evening. MC, what it is, Doc Zeno. Come on, Doc. Joseph, good evening. Prometheus, Jeff C. Andrew, I said hey to Derek. Hey, what's going on, man? Charismo, good evening. Doomslayer, Farstaculus, and Chris Callis, evening. How are you doing tonight, Chris? Heavy Chevy 33, Michael 1, James Spielock. What's going on, guys? What's going on? This is a very late chat. KYP's in the chat. Hey, KYP. How you doing tonight, girl? Old Doge, what's going on, man? What's going on? IP, what's good? What's good, man? Me and you are on good terms now? That's good. I'm glad. Hope for a Generation. Good evening. Jay, Keith, Joey, Gorilla Gardener, Juicy. Yeah. Oh, boy. What's up? I am, I don't know. This morning's video, I think, was maybe a little depressing. I feel bad that I put that out, but I worked so hard on it, and I just couldn't, I couldn't resist. Okay, cool. Good, IP. He said we've always been 100. That's what I like to hear. Katie, good evening. How are you tonight? Good to see you too, Brilla. Yeah, if you guys remember to hit the like button when you come in, that would be awesome. Awesome. I put up this morning about the bank runoffs. Let's see. Banks crumble, vote tomorrow, AFC off the threshold list. Nothing to see here. I can't believe they're going to. Well, you know what? For the people, the regular everyday people who are trying to take money out of their ATM machine on Friday and literally they got the cops called on them. Of course, I want those people to be made whole again. But some of these big tech companies that, I don't know, man. It just, I'm so sick of seeing people get bailed. We are always the ones left holding the bag. KYP, that's a good question. When did they come off? Today? Tony, I think yesterday. But sometimes, guys, I can't go on with Tony because he'll get demonetized for what we're talking about. So if I think that the conversation might get political, just come on solo. Talk about whatever you want to talk about without getting another month. Mash much on sooner. Hey, Kiwi girl. Jesse, what's up? All my Kiwis are checking in. Beautiful. Much respect. Wish you had come on sooner. Something about the elephant in the room. I've been hodling for 2 years, waited until today before I voted, and what AA said in Detroit helped me. Yeah, oh shit, Mike is choppy, really? You gotta be shitting me. Hold on one second. Let me know if this. I don't know what could be possibly going on right now with the mic. My TV. Yeah, all right. We should be good now, hopefully. Guys, let me know if it's still clicking. Miss Gloria, good evening. I saw some new people. Let me say hey to some people real quick, and then we'll talk about the elephant in the room. Boston Strong, good evening. Dana, how you doing, girl? Hayden, glitching, huh? Prometheus says coming through clear. David, yes. I don't know. I send the checks to pay the internet in Cambodia. That's where they go. So I'm assuming. Gorilla Gardener says, Mass, you don't want to talk about the 2030. Let's see. Okay, mic is better. Good. All right. Yeah, we can't be doing choppy mics. That would be a problem. So I'm In the chat, have any of you guys watched the Aron video that someone posted from, I believe it was just a few days ago, maybe in South Carolina? What's up with the dude? You look like a chick right now. Yeah, that was an interesting video. And I heard, well, actually, yeah, I saw a lot of people commenting on what he said. What do you guys feel about what he said? I'm just curious. As far as the manipulation, the naked shorting. Food Dog says, use less. Where is that? All right, audio is good. Andrew, yeah, man. I know. Floyd, how you doing tonight? Food Dog said, use less lip gloss. Mod Father, good evening. How you doing tonight? Falano says, do you think credit unions can have the same thing happen like SVP? The SVP. So, guys, I mean, if you really want to know the brass tacks when it comes down to it, what happened to SVB? They went on bills, and when the Fed rates like that, I mean, at a crazy, ferocious pace like they have been, they become worth less and less. And if there's a big push to take money out and they don't have cash on hand, they have to liquidate assets. So I think that's where the FDIC stepped in. But this story is kind of still developing. But it seems like to me that they're going to be getting made whole. And of course, like I said, I want the smaller people who are invested in that bank to get their money back. Everyone under 250,000 is what I'm concerned about. I don't care about the big corporations. I mean, they take the risk by going in there, right? Eric, how you doing tonight? Anya, how you doing tonight? You don't know what AA said? I have a clip of it, I think. Should I try to play it? I'm just worried if I do, we're going to go all crazy. Intermittent. Lordy said, can you summarize what he said? Haven't seen the video. Yeah, so he said, basically, he started off the whole speech with, guys, don't believe everything that you hear on Twitter. He said, don't worry so much about naked shorts and market manipulation and FTDs. That's not the reason that AMC is struggling right now. Although he did admit that it was a heavily shorted stocks and the shorts are out to get us. He did mention that. But then he said, and I think the direct quote was, naked shorting, market manipulation, all that is not our problem. Our meaning AMC, the board, right? But he just went on and he said that the reason why AMC is struggling right now is because of the amount of movies coming out. Now, it is true that since 2019, we've seen, what do you say, about half of the, more than that in 2020. It's gradually gone up. We went up to 11.4, came in at 2 billion in 2021, 7.4. He was just saying that, things are improving. We're getting more movies. I think it's up 30% this year as far as releases go. And there's no doubt about it. That has certainly hurt AMC, all theater chains. There's just no way around that. That's a fact. And, he mentioned about all of the big movies coming up and how they should be starting to rake in some money with all these new releases. And I think that will be true. I think that there are some big movies coming this year that are going to make a lot of money, especially like Mission Impossible. And I even think John Wick will do really well just because people like Keanu Reeves. They like Tom Cruise. If you give us decent characters, decent actors, and decent stories, people will go to the movies. All right, let's see here. Let me get some feedback from you guys. Cody says AA is a good man. Doc says, any word on the circus tent canvas yet? I'm glad he's back doing three videos a day. Floyd said, this is psychological warfare. I'm going to pop this up real quick. Andrew, I'm going to come back to what you just said too. All right. This is psychological warfare. The best psychologists and psychiatrists Wall Street money can buy, change the narrative to fundamentals. They're trying to steal our MOAS money, in my opinion. Here's my thing. Do I think that they are trying to trick us by changing the fundamentals? I don't know. That's a good question. KYP says, I couldn't believe what he said, that crook and liar. All right, I'm gonna try to see if I can pull it up. But I'm gonna get a couple of comments up. Arrowhead says, do it. Stop denying the truth. Play the video. The guy's a fraud. Arrowhead, it's not that I don't want to play it. It's that I'll probably and chipping out. If not, drop the whole stream. I know I have the worst dial-up internet in the country. Juicy Got You Crazy said, they VCs all plan and encourage companies to put the money into this bank for a reason. I mean, how is it really possible that Jim Cramer can be that foolish? It just seems like he would be a little sharper than that to me. Guy making all that money. Oh, Arrowhead, yes. Let's talk about that. He did say that. He said Ape was a free us. Yeah, was free. I still get Ape for the conversion time. No, I believe the last day was February. Chat, help me out. I believe it was sometime in February, like maybe 2 weeks ago. Kiwi Girl said, if they make everyone whole, what about the next bank and the next? See, I think Kiwi Girl, that's what they're trying to head off, right? They're trying to nip this in the bud and not let it become a contagion where it spreads throughout the entire financial and banking system. People were starting to panic, and you could see it in the market, the way the market reacted. And the fact that the Fed had to call an emergency meeting today, push that up. I mean, it sounds scary. Yeah, I definitely would disagree with that, Arrowhead. Ape was not anything. That's right. I agree with that. Prometheus says Aron sounded like he was scolding kids. Juicy said the innocent people almost got clapped. Do you guys think that sell-off on the run-up to the collapse was on purpose? I'm assuming they knew it was coming. My balls and my words said, he said, in 3 to 4 years, we can triple our money, 3 to 4 years, and only triple our stock price. Dave Rodriguez says, third quarter looking garbage. Yeah, third quarter doesn't have a ton of good movies in it. It's 1, 2, and 4, right? Third quarter is going to be a little bare, for sure. Juicy said, now the innocent are made whole, but so are the rich Fs who planned all of this. I mean, they I'm sure had a good assumption that they were going to get help when this happened. So they played the system well, right? I know, they're crooks, KYP. Agreed. Zen Hodler says, yeah, I agree with you guys 100% on that. I don't know what that line was, completely asinine. I will give you that 100%. Odo says, I was suspicious when he came out last month begging for a yes vote. 111, Mr. Palomino. Yo, Massa, what's up, kid? Hey, Grandpa Barney. Good evening, man. Thank you very much, Grandpa. How you doing tonight? We got a big storm rolling here, man. Everybody's saying that we got to get ready because we're about to count it, and there's possibly going to be power outages everywhere. I guess they called in, Grandpa Barney, they called in Eversource, which is the utility company out here, all the way, I think, from Michigan to deal with the outages. I guess that's how bad it's going to be. And thank you, Grandpa. Appreciate you, buddy, very much. Floyd says the Pope's Exorcist looks good. That's coming out next month, right? Andrew says, oh, Andrew, I want to read your other comment. Let me go back real quick. Hang on. Come back. Where is it? Where was your other comment, Andrew? Ah, shoot. I can't find it now. Damn it. Okay. If it comes to me, I will definitely bring it up again. I'm a professional says ape wasn't free. It cost you nothing like getting a free car. Could have sold the car. Yeah, well, yeah, he said that, right? He said some of you guys sold that. Da da da. But yeah, I thought that line was out of line. I don't even know why he would say something so ludicrous like that. Mr. Palomino, I'm doing good, man. How are you tonight? It's going to spread to banks who want that bailout. You know, it's got to be that you know, that's what I was saying in the video this morning. There has to be some accountability here. If people are allowed to continue to do this, it's going to continue to happen. And I don't even know that they don't want this to happen. They're not hoping that this happens so they can drop CBDC on us. Arrowhead, appreciate you, man. Cody says, if AA was a bad man, he would have diluted Ape with the 5 billion shares he had at 60 cents. Imagine. Here's what I'm going to say about the Aron speech in, I think it was South Carolina, but correct me in the chat, guys, if I'm wrong. I think that everything he said was hear from a CEO who's trying to save his company from bankruptcy. That's what he sounded like to me, with a little bit of a desperation tone. I definitely think he wants this vote to pass. Now, I haven't voted yet because I have been waiting to see. I mean, I couldn't possibly 2 weeks ago, not knowing the market conditions, make a decision like that, right? So, is Bigham's on live right now? Reza Soleimani says, does Silvergate have any chance? No, I think they're all done, Reza. They were the first one to go belly up, right? Andrew says Silvergate now on the threshold list. Can't make this stuff up. It really is. David the Great says, looks like a bad play with a bad script on how to scare the masses on accepting a fake solution called a digital. I was just thinking the same thing. Mr. Palomino says the wifey is asking for you, Mass. 1,000 line crews standing by for you guys. Nice, Grandpa. That's what we need to hear. I can't be down during the proxy vote. Like, we're supposed to get smashed, I guess, this morning. So, and I got to work in the morning. I can't believe I stayed up all night last night and then went to go upload the video and saw that they already bailed them out. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. On a Sunday night? And I was like, I'm not trashing this whole video. I spent 5 hours working on it. Tristan says, going to Mass April 1st. Mom lives in Drake it. Tristan, that's where my most of my family is from, man. That's where most of my family is from. Drake it, Mass. So you're going to be in my old stomping grounds. I mean, I grew up in Boston, but my mother's side of the family, like, they all went to Drake it High. Yeah, that's our part of town. Ton Link V says, AA is a scammer. Jim says, how all of a sudden are we off the thresholds list? Internet's cutting out. To be on the list, you come off. I mean, that's just, how did that happen? That's the question we need to answer, right? Oh, the other thing about Aron, what he said about 2 things. He said in the speech, he talked about billions and billions of synthetics being out there, and that was not true, or however you want to describe it. He said basically there aren't billions and billions of synthetics or naked shorts out there. I don't know what you guys think about that. I am curious to know what you said, what you think. I know I have my opinion on that, but I want to hear a couple of what you guys say before I weigh in. Mass, just to be clear, tomorrow we will only learn the outcome. That is correct. And we won't know, Gus says, and we won't know until after the court case. We'll learn the result of the whole vote, I believe, because they're all contingent on each other passing, right? If one passes, then they all have to pass, and if not, then it doesn't pass. So, but I believe that's true. We won't know exactly what's going down until there's a decision, I think, with the court, right? Jamie Taylor says, just saw your feed, Massalorian, been away from AMC for a while. I don't have 10 minutes to vote, do I? No, it's tomorrow, right? Oh my God, it is. Shit. All right, hold on one sec. We have to do this together. Thanks for reminding me. Holy crap. Oh, because we turned the clocks back. Thank you. Thank you. All right, I'm going to continue to try to talk. And I will try to put some questions for reminding me. Spent so much time getting into this subject matter about the banks, forgetting about my own portfolio. Okay. All right, guys. Okay. Do from tonight, Rom Sampson. Good evening. Lordy says, if the vote doesn't pass, ape will plummet. Andrew says, why would AA say to ignore the stuff on Twitter? That's a good question, Andrew. Was that the one you asked earlier? I think it was. Thank you for bringing that back up. That's with the late vote. Why would AA say to ignore the stuff on Twitter when he said not even a few weeks ago, just last week, right? That he discussed with FINRA what's going on with the FTDs. It's kind of interesting that we came right off, right? All right. How long was it? Everyone's like, it only takes a vote. How long All right. Are we still clicking now or are we good? David Rodriguez says Al from Boston needs to come back. Yeah, he should come back and explain where all the billions of synthetics are. How he came up with that number again. We'll have to see that spreadsheet. Jeff C said I voted over 5,000 no's. Scotty D says we may as well be voting for Trump. Oh, I think I know why. We may as well be voting for Trump, and as far as this vote goes, it's already rigged. I see some people agreeing with that. Jeff says all this is been run by the SEC. Arrowhead says I never got the vote. I'm with TD Ameritrade. I want to vote right now. Has anyone done it on TD? You didn't get an email, Arrowhead, from TD? David says we have $5 billion in debt and burying cash quick. We need the yes vote or bankruptcy, game over, man. Yeah, I mean, facts are facts, right? We have we have about $600 million right now of cash, and I think a couple $100 million in credit. And $5 billion. Yeah. KYP says, where's the proof AA? That's a good question, KYP. We don't have any proof, right? And what does that exactly mean that he discussed anything with them, right? Like how? What was said? Star says, I imagine AA has mixed feelings. He loves us for saving the company. Millions of novice investors, myself, must be tough to deal with. Yeah, I mean, he kind of put himself in this situation, though, right? He was the one who decided that he was going to take on, the mantle of being a CEO who's going to connect with his investors. They set up that whole thing, right, with Investor Connect and coming on with trades, all those things, right? And then ever since then, he's been doing these tours and the Twitter back and forth. I mean, he has been in the community pretty much. I mean, he's been dealing with a lot, right? For that, that is not lost on me. Andrew says GME was on for 39 days and ran a week later. Yep. Anya said I voted via TD. They sent an email 2 weeks ago. BJ, same thing, says he did it with TD Ameritrade. Coco Mojo says, even if the vote is yes, it will be overturned in court. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to get down there to find out what's going on with that. Whenever that court date is, if it gets that far and things start to pick up. 24 The Money said the guy with the spreadsheet. Yeah, that's what we need, right? We need Kyle with the spreadsheet to explain to us again how this 5 billion synthetics. Ronnie says, dude, there's millions of shorts sold weekly via market maker exemption. Yeah. Hitting shares are doing a lot of shadiness that is keeping the price around that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I never saw any DD from anyone that showed me there was 10 billion synthetics out there. Besides Al and Kyle's spreadsheet. Yeah, guys, check your spam. Definitely. Check your spam. Food Dog says, by the way, make sure I'm keeping up with this. My moddies. Let's see. Arrowhead said I found it. Yes, thanks, guys. There you go, Arrowhead. Jeffrey Rocha, how you doing tonight? Jay Beebs in the house. Prometheus says Adam Aron should have sold 485 million apes at 1043. Yeah, Prometheus, I wish you had done that too. But I'll be honest with you, I didn't even see that. I mean, not that it makes a huge difference, but I didn't see that coming. Ape just getting absolutely trashed like that. I really didn't. I really didn't. I thought they would kind of mirror each other for a little while until they found their own places, but yeah. Arrowhead says, thanks to all this, 2 years has been insane. It's all in or lose it all. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna lose it all. I don't think AMC is going bankrupt, so I wouldn't worry about that. It's just a matter of when are you gonna sell. Ballsav says, maybe Adam Aron has Stockholm syndrome. Andrew says, I'll still blame Yuka for the food dog. Jabroni Salad says, if no passes, then what? AMC will stay where it's at. So this is something from the video I'm uploading tomorrow that I was talking about this morning a little bit about the catalyst. Like, you know, that talk, there's a reason why for the last year or maybe more than that now that we haven't talked and used that word at all. There really hasn't been any, right? Maybe we could say that the dividend of Ape would have been one had things been on the up and up. But I think Joseph says, I think the play is so huge that if he says something out of hand, it will be stopped by Gary. It's, I don't trust Gary Gensler on anything. Completely incompetent to me. Jeff B says we bailed him out and he couldn't do anything with it. Let the MFR burn to zero. That's what will happen. I will not give $9 away. He should have talked with the SEC long time ago. All right, sir. Jeff, I get the frustration. I know everyone is pissed and wants this thing to be over. There's so many other things that we could be discussing right now, things that are broken and need to be fixed. But I got in this with the BJ says over 200 people. Really? 200 people right now live? That's awesome. Thanks, guys. Yeah, if you remember to hit the like button, that would be great. Arrowhead said, I wish people would ask him real questions. Oh, if we get on the 9th of April when he comes to Boston? I'm working on the email to send to HR to see if I can possibly sit down with him for a couple minutes after the event for a couple questions. But I can't take up time from everyone else, right? There's going to be other retail investors there, so I can't be taking up their time. Pablo AMC says, sup, Mass from San Diego. Pablo, what part of San Diego? Go by and say hi to my mom and dad. PD Harris says, hello, Mass. Good to see you on tonight from Kentucky. PD Harris, what's going on, my brother? How you doing tonight? Jimmy G, MC off the threshold list. Yes, it is. As of today, I believe. Gus says maybe it was made up by Lou, Matt Kors, and Trey to keep us all bag holding and hurting and thirsty. So we click on all the videos and make them a bunch of money. I mean, there was certainly some of that going on, Gus, right? People saw how lucrative it can be, the ad revenue. And those guys who had huge channels didn't have to worry about a lot of things, right? Because they were getting so much from the ad revenue that they were receiving, all the Webull and what else, FTX and everything else that they were pushing. That money becomes very attractive, and sometimes it, you know, it can kind of mess with your moral compass, right? And at some point, you just start putting out things for the sake of putting them out just to turn a dollar. David says shorts on both stocks need to be covered. Yeah, bottom line, David, right? Bottom line. Candace says, damn, just tried to vote, says voting closed. Yeah, midnight, Candace. That sucks you didn't get it in. Sorry, Candace. Thank you guys for reminding me. I almost didn't get it in. Don't tell anyone. Yuka. Hey, buddy. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, Yuka. How you doing tonight, man? Jeff B says, if it's a yes, I will sell the end of the day before split. James Beatty says, if the vote is yes, when will be the split? I don't know if they said that in the proxy vote. I mean, release. Let's see if I can find it. I am pretty sure that it can't happen till after, I believe, April 24th. But chat, help me out with that date. For some reason, that's popping up in my head right now. And I don't want to open too many things because I'm going to start lagging. And then it'll be complaints. The peanut butter go nuts. Bill Doe says, mask gonna need it for tomorrow while AMC dumps and the market runs. You think the market's gonna run tomorrow, Bill Doe? I hope so. Oh, Pablo, you're in Encinitas? All right, man. Nice. Grandpa Bonnie says, Andrew, I love mass, but not his internet. Oh, man. You think right now at, 10 past midnight. Dufresne says Gensler is not incompetent. He's complicit. Good point. Good point, Dufresne. That's a better word to describe him, right? Doge Cult member says, I voted yesterday, but darn well know we arse tail have no say. Dana says, what's up, Mass? This is Dana from the master bedroom. Kokomo Joe says the vote is yes. It was set up that way. We're going to find out tomorrow. Dogecoat says, how ironic off the list at back left. Yeah, I thought so too, Dogecoat. That was interesting timing. David says, why isn't Hollywood backing theaters more? They lose a lot of income if theaters fall. Because, David, they have all brainwashed into thinking that the only way they can make money is by rehashing old stories and just changing around all characters. That's a major problem. Major problem. Doc Zeno, go ahead. Shoot your question at me, bro. Andrew says he couldn't sell APE until 4/26 because that's when the filing was complete. Better question, who dropped the ball in the filing? Why did it take so long? Yeah, you would think that would be like set in stone, right, Andrew? Mark says the board has a backup plan if no with Class B shares. Or they can just flood the market with APE, Mark, right? Any idea why Lou was taking, Doc says, any idea why Lou was taking measurements off the Rocky Mountains? It's a good question, Doc. Why? Chris says, give me $50 a share before the RS and I'll run away from this nightmare. That means we'd have to hit that tomorrow, Chris. We're going to have a lot of volatility halts. I'll run away from this nightmare and not look back. Someone tell me now this would ever reach 500 a share after the split. Alice says, I made it in the nick of time. 4,000 votes. How'd you vote, Alice? No, I'm just kidding. You don't tell us that. 24 the money says, will AMC or be halted tomorrow before the vote? What time? That's a good question. David the Great says, looks like AMC results will be released tomorrow, but hold on APE results until the April hearing and think the judge will make a decision. if AMC is a yes, in my opinion. Yeah, and if we get that far, guys, I will definitely go out to Allegheny County and check what's going on. James Harris says, no vote is a yes vote. That's right. G-Stacks 100 says, still on the threshold list on interactive brokers. Goat asked, are they have to wait until the lawsuit or no? I believe as of right now, we have to see what that decision is going to be. Or at least I would think they're going to, right? Thomas B., what's going on, buddy? Good evening. If yes, the split can't happen until after that court date. Kryptonian says, one of the biggest issues not mentioned enough, they don't want retail to be a majority shareholder any longer. You think that, Kryptonian? Robert McKinney says, if yes, split still can't happen till after court date. All right. So it looks like that's the consensus. Cody says, this is not an airport. You don't have to announce it, sell, and move on. Jeff B says, honestly, I can't believe Hollywood has let this happen. They're deranged, Jeff. I don't know what to say. I can't believe they have either. But I mean, look at the profits that they're losing. I mean, Disney is getting shellacked right now. If it wasn't for their merch and the parks, I don't know where Disney would be right now. I mean, they're losing billions and billions per quarter on absolute trash that they're putting out in their network and in the theaters. I mean, look what happened to Lightyear last year. We couldn't even break $100 million, and it was the previous movie to that was $1 billion. Captain Billy says, if the vote is yes, I'll sell all my AMC and vote ape. Grandpa Marty says, as soon as the suit is tossed that next morning. You think it's going to get tossed, Grandpa? I think you're right. Okay, everyone's saying 27th. All right, so it wasn't 24th. Thank you. It was 27th. Yuka, no. No, not right now. Thomas says 84.32 soon. I'm ready, man. I'm so ready. JB, if I go try to open YouTube right now to do a poll, I'll probably shut the stream down with this internet. I wish I could do more from Restream here, but the options are limited. Jeff C says, if yes, I'm going to go before split to GME and blow. 24 the money says, can't see the court canceling the voting rights of ape. It's been trading openly for 6 months. Yeah, man. I agree with you. Yeah. Tough sell to the judge. CSI says, okay, if the vote is yes, the plan was to do the conversion and reverse split on the 15th, but the lawsuit stopped it. And now we vote. They tell us the result. And if yes, the judge has to rule before they do it. All right. Thanks, CSI. Bildo says mass seems very emotional. I'm not gonna bullshit you guys. That whole thing went on with the banks last week definitely put a scare in me. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. PD Harris says after this vote returns a yes, should see ape to move upwards. If that happens, I would assume that would happen. PD Harris. James said, why did AA say the court said they are not stopping the vote, that this can still go ahead? James, I didn't hear that. Was that in the speech in South Carolina? I didn't hear that part. I agree with Doge Cult member says, I swear, every aspect of this play is like a big slap in the face every day to us. I'm tired of seeing other people get rich off the backs of the poor. I mean, finding out that guy and all the people on the C-suite cashed out all those stocks leading up to the collapse. If we did that, we'd be in prison. Kokomo Joe says, I'm a professional until the court date. They won't go broke by then. I don't think they're going to go. I don't think they're going broke for a decade. And it all depends on what happens after this, right? Because let's say they do, let's say this goes through and they raise a ton of cash, able to pay down a bunch of debt. I saw a lot of people talking today about destroying the short thesis still. And like, I mean, that's still on the table. Shorted still. It's because of the fine line we're walking right now. Yuka says, Mass, lower your resolution to 480. Should I try that, Yuka? Let me try that. Video. All right, I'm going to put it on 480. See if that's any better. Whoa. That feels weird. Hold on. Take my rooms backward. Okay, there we go. Dana said I'm hardwired. Love you too, Dana. Have a good night. Have a good night. Dufresne says, does anyone think they will share the actual number of votes with retail? I doubt it because more than 516 million AMC votes might come in. Yeah, I would like to see the numbers. I doubt we'll see them either, though. Dufresne. I'd like to, though. That'd be nice. That would be nice. Armando Ayala says, and just like that, we got off the threshold list. Shake my head. Jimmy J says, SoFi did not let me vote my AMC shares. Never got proxy material, but was able to vote for APE. So, did not let my... Really, Jimmy? Did you check your spam email just to make sure they didn't send it there? James says, I voted no with my 70,000 shares. There are a lot of no's tonight in here. Oh, Doge, have a good night, man. I hope so, too. I hope so, too. I hope after all this time, you know, the people who have stayed in this and went through all this tumultuous times, I hope they get made whole. Stuart says, I'm so disappointed that, hold on. I'm so disappointed that we saw nothing from the movie stars supporting the apes. Even Nicole is quiet and on the payroll. Nicole Kidman? Most frustrating thing, One Star says, is no matter how much DD on our side has done in 2 years, we can't trust any numbers. That is a huge problem, Juan. 100%. Yep. One of the main reasons why we went down to DC to protest, right? Jeffrey says, Jimmy G, he got his email from SoFi. Doc says, don't worry, Massalorian, just 8 or 10 more years to go. Oh, no. I'm not staying in for that long, buddy. No. No. I told you guys, I want to say, when did I say it? Back in January, I think, that I was staying, I was going to look at this play in 6 months. As soon as the second quarter is over, and make up my mind on what I'm doing. Doc Breezy, how you doing tonight? LST Gaming says, if AMC has overwhelming yes votes, then the ape vote would be null and unnecessary. More than likely, Ape would follow suit. So LST Gaming, they all have to either be yes or they're all no. If they either all pass or none of them pass. Andrew says the threshold list doesn't update till 10:02 Eastern. The screenshot of the interactive brokers with AMC still on the list was prior to it updating. Oh, so we are still on. If someone sent me a news article last night that said AMC caused the Silicon Valley Bank collapse from like it was obviously photoshopped. And I'm like, are you sure this isn't photoshopped? There's all kinds of shit going around. J22B says, Mass, I had 1,000 shares 12 months ago. Haha, I got over 50,000 now. Want more. Jeez. Holy smokes. That's a way to stack. Doug says, does anyone find it strange that the bank crisis is coinciding with the AMC vote? This entire play is a farce. Something else is at play. I don't know, Doug. What's the direct correlation between the two? And Barb Iger leaving again now. What? That's not true, is it? Kathleen Kennedy first, before anyone else. She cost Disney probably tens of billions of dollars by now. New head of HR reporting to CEO Bob Iger. Sonia Coleman named the new chief human resources. Yeah, I don't see anything about him leaving. Park price hikes are too aggressive. No, I think people just don't want to go to your park. Yeah, guys, if I'm being honest with you about the suit, I know I see a couple guys asking about it. I think it's going to get tossed. I do. Bildo the Double says, Mass, what's my favorite trading strategy? Wait for discounted prices and hop on them. I mean, they're going to be massive opportunities, I think, very soon here to get some deep discounts on good stocks that already have good fundamentals, that aren't tremendously in debt, that aren't a recovery play, that got smacked around by the pandemic. KYP says, y'all better go back to putting some money under the mattress. That's what my granny would do. Yeah, I'm keeping cash now in here. Until I can get a safe. Hey, Tony De Niro. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, T? James Harris says, SVB risk manager was spending her time making sure the company was woke. Yeah, I saw some of that, James. But I think this was what's going on here. But certainly the ladies' ski trip to Tahoe, 2 weeks before the bank's in a collapse. I saw her tweets about empowering women. Why don't you learn how to bank, not ski? Bilbo the Dull Bull says, watching Mass's videos are a slap in the face, but y'all too thick. Bilbo, you want me to slap you in the face? You wouldn't like that, bro. Jay's 22B says, Mass, give me a shout out. I'm like, top 10 Aussie ape, maybe number 1. Hey, man, shout out Jay's 22B from down under. What time is it right now in Australia? Kershaw, good morning. Getting ready for work. I hope you have a good day today, Kershaw. Did you make sure you got your vote in? Walt, good evening. Doug says Tony is right. The bank failure was well known. Owning the float. What's up? How you doing tonight? Yeah, I don't think there's any direct correlation with AMC. Although I did see the news article someone sent me last night. Ridiculous. I'm like, that's got to be photoshopped. Like, don't start passing this stuff around. People will freak. Scavenger, what's going on tonight? Scav in the house. Doge Cult member. I mean, yeah, historically a reverse split never, 9 times out of 10 does not work out well, right? But again, I ask you, what is our catalyst? What is our catalyst? Fulana Fulana says, all I ever wanted from investing was to make enough money to buy a simple modest house for my 2 autistic kids, and I still sick of it all. Yeah, me too, man. I hope you still can do that. I hope you still can do that. All I want to do is be able to travel and cover news stories and not have to worry about who is paying me. So I never had to be indebted to anyone's narrative but the truth. Dr. McLovin says AMC has been an emotional ride. Can't wait to get off the train. Dr. McLovin, I think that was my 3rd video I ever put out. I think I wrote something about get ready for a roller coaster ride and, you know, understand that there's a lot of risk here and nothing is guaranteed. But I went in head first, that's for sure. Kevin says, do you think AA shares will be reverse split? They better all be. Every single one. Kershaw says we are still on the list. What are y'all's guesses on number of AMC votes tomorrow? My guess is 300. Tony, are we going to get an actual count? Will AMC let us know how many people voted? Scavenger said, I feel like I've been AFK. What does that stand for? AFK? Everyone speaking on Orlan Smith says everyone speaking on RS split examples of failure did not have a preferred stock associated with the prime stock. That's true. That switches it up a little bit, right? The real strategy is the latest released 2 new Metallica songs suck. Hey, Mass, why don't you have a 27-minute delay on comments like Tony T? I usually forget to change that, man. It's not on purpose. I just usually forget to go in and change it. Oh, Bildo the double is short on AMC. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, Yuka, it's better. All right, man. I'm gonna stick with this resolution, I guess. Then. Yeah, I didn't realize he was short on AMC. I was like, why? Okay, that makes sense now. Darren says, I am one of the very few that see AMC differently. AMC in Gematria comes to 17. 17 is Q. There's a tweet from AA's number 17. Boy, oh boy. You should send that to Al from Boston. Jimmy says, I did check spam and junk. Got proxy material for my ape shares very late last Friday. All right, so SoFi is the first one. I'm going to make a note of that, Jimmy. And then other people said TD, but then it was actually in their spam. Raider Bo says, has anyone seen Ant's trades? Yeah, he's still around. He's still doing his thing. I saw him last week. He was doing live stream. Scavenger Song says, I bet my life savings $20 that it's a yes tomorrow. Chris says, hey, just might be Biden's stepbrother. David the Great says, I called one of the attorneys for Allegheny. Is this true? Pension Kelly Tucker to get her email. How about inviting her on your show? Ask her about AMC tokenization. What do you think she would know about that, David, being an attorney? J Beeb says, James, they could go through with the vote. However, it can't be executed yet. Scott Barbosa says 1,600 no votes. Are you meeting up with AA when he comes to Boston in April? Yep. So I'm getting an email together right now to send out Scott to them to see what I can finagle. But it seems like a lot of people haven't had much luck with nailing him down for an interview. I don't know, but I got a lot of things I want to ask him about. That's for sure. So I'm going to do my best. I might even try to get some of you guys to help me out with a campaign, maybe to get him to hashtag on Twitter or something, so we can really sit down face to face. Andrew says that boss tweeted that's still on the IBKR reg show list. Okay. Zen Hodler says if the no vote wins, maybe Adam will give us more free ape shares. I know. I can't believe he said that. It can't, that sounded so wrong. So wrong. All right, Floyd, I'm going to try, because I just did the resolution down. Let me see if I can go into, just guys, let me know if it gets choppy. I'll try to do a poll. Chop. Okay. Yuka said stop streaming on YouTube. Is that true? He did? He stopped completely, 100%? All right, bear with me, guys. I in the page. This is buffering and buffering. I'm sorry, guys. I can't put a poll up. Sucks. All right, let me get back to this chat here. Prometheus says, hold on. David DeGray says, last Thursday saw a report that Silvergate lost liquidity due to their involvement with FTX, but nothing since. I haven't seen that report, David. Bill Doe says, can't wait to see what you guys come up with afterwards. En masse, you just made all that up. That I can't get the poll up? Okay. My boy's wicked smart. Cody says, scavenger stonks, yes, vote is guaranteed. Falana says, amen. Old school ladies would hide cash in their books and maxi pads, places where even husbands wouldn't look. Al Bianchi says, are my ape shares going to pump up real AMC shares? And if this is true, why the heck isn't everyone buying ape? So Al, you had to have bought 2 weeks ago to still be to have been eligible to get a vote in on this. Bill, though, you know where I'm going to be on April 9th. You could come stop by and say hi. I don't know why you're trying to express violence, but it's very insecure to me. Only the float says, per KYP, be ready so you never have to get ready. Is anyone loan holding AMC? That's an Mike, we just kind of talked a little bit about what Aron said in that meeting the other day. When he was in South Carolina, some of the things he said about market manipulation and 5 billion synthetics and all that. Talked about the vote a little bit. Talked about first quarter and second quarter. I just was mentioning how I said I was going to wait to see at least until the end of Q2, see what the numbers look like to see if I want to still stay in this play or not. Bill Biv DeVoe says, hey, you guys remember that time Janet Yellen said she wouldn't bail out the banks, then immediately bailing out the banks. Good times, man. Good times. I think I shouldn't say. I'm going to be quiet about this one. PVV says, yay, I voted a big fat no to all of them. Choke on that atom. Man, I'm really interested to see what this vote is tomorrow. Ape for AMC says, could not vote yes to 405 million share dilution. My 7,000 shares were a no. Falana says, exactly. Some of us never cared for a Lambo or extravagant things. No, man. No, exactly, right? Some of us were looking for some financial freedom to go into another field. Like you, Falana, you were trying to get a house for your children. Well, you know, the demographics of who were looking for a Lambo, you know, this is not this channel, right? Or people saying Lambo tomorrow. Captain Billy B says Lou vs. Wall Street is back. Yeah, he's making a lot of videos, huh? Making a lot of it. No sound. I hope so. David says Lou looks like Brendan Fraser in The Whale. But Ball Savin says, anyone know how many own AMC, by the way? I don't know if he's given us an updated number of how many individual retail investors have still hold AMC right now. I'm sure that number's changed a lot. Dogecoin member says, I'm at the point where I have no desire to get up and watch anything to do with this market because it is trash. Yeah, our regulators are allowing these people to run roughshod. Make no mistake. Aron, when he was talking about the naked shorts and manipulation, let's get one thing straight. First of all, he was only specifically talking on his opinion of AMC. I think it's a market-wide systemic problem. Mike, I do believe in the First Amendment. I do. Strongly. That's why I try not to boot people, right? Because, I mean, look, if you have a different opinion than me, that's fine. I got no issues with that. I'm probably not going to agree with a lot of people on a lot of things, but I still think there's a place and a time, and everyone's voice should be heard. I can't believe these people in Congress right now trying to talk about what Matt Taibbi called about the Twitter files. I mean, these people are running the country are fucking retarded, some of them. Holy shit. How did these people get in? Who is voting for these people? I mean, if you are in, where is it, Delaware right now, and you vote for Jamie Raskin whenever his election is coming up, you're a fool. Do your research. Give me a break. Mike says second is there to back up the first. Falana says, Andrew, seriously, just clean, modest, and safe home. Don't need luxuries or mansion. Yeah, I know, right? I just don't want to be constantly thinking about, how am I going to provide? I just hate having that worry. And then on the top, on top of it, everything that we know from being in this play this long, from all the research and DD that we've done, all the stories that are broken, all the news that's come to light, knowing how rigged the system is, it's a little disheartening, right? But again, I'll say it one more time. As far as getting deep discounts on blue chip stocks, man, if we make some money from AMC, there's definitely going to be an opportunity to reinvest. That's for sure. Just be smart, right? Cody says most of the no votes are people that listen to YouTubers and sold ape. Yeah, a lot of YouTubers came out and said sell ape, right? Wrench did, Meet Kevin. Who else? Dogecoin says, oh my God, I just ate like 12 Oreo cookies and feel like total trash. Tedros Thomas says, new FUD AMC off the threshold list. Is it FUD or what? Have you gotten to the... Tony, do you have any insight on that? Do you know if we're off the thresholds list? I've gotten half of the people saying that we're off, and then a couple people said that it doesn't get updated till sometime after midnight. Jordan says, I think I'm more excited about banks closing down than I am of the reverse stock split, to be honest. Now, don't... You mean the 2016 election, right? That was the only one that was rigged. Yeah, 2016. The Russians rigged it. 24 the money says, if Allegheny purchased even one share of ape, it's over case. Yeah, 24 the money. I think that was all on the up and up. Flana, I wish you the best of luck, man. I know, Floyd, I'm behind the chat. I know. I'm trying to catch up, man. I'm going to roll down. Evolve Radio, what's good? What is up, my brother? BBD says, I wrote that comment weeks ago, Mass. Regular Potato says, at this point, I just want to be up. I think that can go for everyone right now, Regular Potato. Right? Joyce says, you sound great here in Ohio. Thanks, Joyce. Good evening tonight. Half of you guys are saying you can't hear me right now. I don't know what's going on. Evolve Radio says we should call the lobby buddies. They won't forget their security guard. Moore Walker says, my RBC proxies arrived in the mail today. I just got in and tried to vote, and it said it was too late. They just came today? You still have the letter and post dated? The envelope, Moore Walker? How the hell did that happen? Dogecoin member says, I heard like 1 in 4 are a month behind on car payments. It is a struggle out there right now. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Big D Money says, I have AMC in 3 different accounts. Do I count as 3 retail investors? Yeah, you get 3 different proxy votes, right? I think people like to blind vote, says Jordan. PBB says, Mass, when you see that guy in Boston, please do ask AMC's SP isn't pennies to be dislisted. Why this hurry to do a RS? A last desperate attempt to rescue the hedge funds after the FTX collapse. All right, I said I was going to write down any questions you guys had, so hang on one sec. I'll have to pick through these at some point, go over them. Yeah, I saw some people talking about that today, saying that the reverse split is unnecessary because we have so much money coming in and the popcorn and everything. And, you know, it's just that stuff's going to take time to really, for us to see that revenue coming in and actually affecting the bottom line, right? We just launched the popcorn this weekend, and it's only in a 1/5 of the stores that they'll be in total. And that's just with Walmart, right? So I don't know who else. I mean, this could expand to a lot of different shopping venues, I hope. Belbiv DeVoe says, Mr. Taibbi, can you explain the interwebs to me? Is that made by a spider or... Holy crap, BBD. Can you... I can't believe how stupid these people are. I mean, dummy McDumdums. Unbelievable. And these are the people running our country. It's just... When you see it exposed like that, it almost makes your stomach turn. Having to explain to the ranking member of the House Oversight Committee what dilution is multiple times. Come on. You can't be in that position if you can't get that. KYP says AA should be voted out, but I think he will bless us and retire by the end of the year. You think he would get voted out right now if it got put to a vote to retail? Put a 1 in the chat if you think that if the vote tomorrow was to remove AA as CEO, it would pass. Those who voted no, says O'Shea, probably wanted to keep their share count intact. Oh, about the, Tony, about the thresholds list. Are we off the thresholds list, or was that just needing to be updated? Regular Potato said, I noticed Lou is suddenly back. He knows how to make his money, Regular Potato. He's not going to make any money talking about GTI or COSM, right? Whoa, all right, there's the ones. Okay, heard loud and clear. Got you guys. Now Floyd's staying really far behind on the chat. All right. I'm gonna try to scroll down. I got all the ones here. I'm Professional says not is non-vote count as yes. Not enough people vote, same as RS vote. Joseph says, bro, play is too big. AA has to stay quiet. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing, right? But I don't know if he has to come out and say, unless he truly feels deep down inside his heart that there's no market manipulation going on. I think he was more saying, the way I took it was, there are some things that there just can't be proved right now, at least in his eyes or the company's eyes. Again, when he mentioned specifically billions of synthetics, and you know that narrative came from Al, the Harvard graduate, right? Al and Kyle, who now have fucking Houdini'd on everyone. So good luck. Good luck getting to them and saying, hey, what about those 5 billion in the spreadsheet? Not only can you not make comments on the videos now, there aren't any videos. Ryan says, tell me why CINEMARK and IMAX are trading higher than AMC. Ryan, I mean, they have a lot smaller float, right? A lot less shares, which if there's a reverse split, right? A lot less shares. That's why they're trading higher. Smaller floats. $31 trillion in debt, says Kokomo Joe. There's no coming back from that. We are on our way to Great Depression. I wish they could control their spending. 6.8 trillion for next year's budget. Not bad, right? I mean, they got to cut that like in half. LST Gaming says, hey, Mass, are you aware that Biden has signed executive orders for CBD's CDC development on March 9th? Meaning like 5 days ago? No, LST Gaming. I didn't know that he had signed off on an executive order. I know that they've been working on CBDC for a bit. I didn't know that the executive order on anything. But to me, if there was a run on the banks, this would be the perfect way to implement CBDC, right? Slide it right in there. BBD says, welcome to the present time, Mass. Good to be with you guys. Tony says, yes, we're off Threshold's list. It's really not something worth talking about, you guys. If you knew all the ways they would have to make that list irrelevant. Okay, so we are off. It wasn't in need of an update. Evolve Radio says, did I read the ex-Citadel engineer article? FBI got Alan Astro. FBI picked up Alan Astro? I know Astro got picked up. Maxi says, we are in the point of no return. It's too much cooperation and we don't win. Unlimited funds for taxpayers. I don't believe in nothing now. I think a lot of people have lost faith in some of the things that are going on in the market. Jeff B says, if he didn't think anything was wrong, why did he talk to the SEC? KYP said it earlier that she, how do we know what was said or when that was done? Right? We don't know any details about that at all right now. But yeah, Jeff, that's a good point, right? Why did he go on? I mean, was he just trying to appease people so they would leave him alone about it? Was that just a way to say, get off my back? I don't know. Maybe it's something I can ask him when he comes here. Like, why did you say that you were contacting FINRA and worried about FTDs, and then literally within a couple of days say that's not the problem for AMC? He might truly believe that. Tony says, if I see someone using the threshold list as a reason to call out a play like they're doing on BBY, I got to question that person's ability. AA said, he gave us ape for free, freaking liar. I think I don't know what, like AA, I don't know what he was trying to say there, but it came off completely wrong. It sounded terrible. Terrible. Saying he gave us ape for free, knowing what ape did to my AMC shares, I would have been like, I probably would have. Yeah, see, that's what I want to be careful with. Blood War 86 says, Al is back to wandering around monuments again. Imagine if we all run into him on April 9th downtown. O'Shea says, sure, choke on that, and all those cryptic tweets meant nothing. No, I think there was something behind them. CSI had went through a bunch of those and got he had figured out what they were talking about. And I think that all the things that he said, the cryptic tweets, were things that he believed were really something that they can choke on. Not in our eyes. Trying to keep afloat. Yeah. He's not looking at it through our lenses, guys, right? So when he says stuff, Cody says, why would someone vote no if they bought ape when it dropped and have now 3, 5, or They probably wouldn't. Regular Potato says, no, I just saw Evolve Radio just told me about that. Regular Potato. I'm going to have to look that up. I didn't know that was going on. There was so much today to go over with the banks and all that. Figure out how they're getting bailed out here. Tony says, Andrew, GME ran because 140% short interest and 2 times the float in options chain. TH list was just a function of that. Yeah, they didn't even need a real actual catalyst, right? Elevate the Frequency says, these bank collapses are engineered to bring in the CBDCs. I would not put it past possibility. 1000%. Food Dog says, Ryan, the price and the line are a simulation. Prometheus says, Tony, wouldn't AMC have to automatically come out of the threshold list before or for a corporate action anyway and agree TH doesn't matter? Yes, Ryan. You got it. Jamie, we are off the thresholds list on Monday. Floyd says, I'm sure the government is involved in some way with our squeeze play. I mean, that was the rumor going around all the way back to when GameStop squeezed, right? And there was reports that the White House, and remember at the time, I don't really want to go down this road too much, but there was a bunch of things going on in the rumor mill as far as Janet Yellen and her involvement in telling them, to put a stop to what's going on. Jen Psaki's brother, there were some rumors that he was working for Citadel at the time, and there was some insight there. But the only thing I ever saw was something from Veritas to Glenn Greenwald that was on Twitter that talked about the White House putting the kibosh on GameStop squeeze. PVV says AA sounded desperate. That is all. Yeah, he wants to save this company, right? PVV. He wants to be responsible for bringing it back from the brink of bankruptcy to become profitable, and that's his swan song, right? Table Rock Guy, good evening. Oh, T, you're searching for metal cord sleeves right now for your wires? Wascally Wabbits. David says, I was fine being a bag holder, but this RS sucks. Yeah, see, that's another thing, David, right? That the dynamics of that changing. Like bag holding is one thing, knowing that you still have all of your shares, and when things do turn around, hopefully you can capitalize on that. With the RS, I get it. Jeff says it's not a bailout, it's just free money. David the Great says, AA ran this play like a psyop. He knew exactly what he was doing to gaslight, in my opinion, to take their money, in my opinion. PVV says, Mass again, AMC burning money as a result of bad management. You can have 10 billion in debt and run a company if you have an efficient CEO and MGMT. PVV, all I'm going to say to that is, the things that they said they were going to do, they pretty much followed through with everything that they said they were going to do. I'm trying to think of some things that in the last 2 years we were told we would get, or we were told that were coming, that they totally flaked on. I just can't think of that many. But let me know in the chat if I'm totally lapsing on this. But PVV, I mean, that, I don't know the people in the board. Kokomojo says AA didn't give us anything. He took the value of my AMC and gave it to Ape. Nothing is free. Big D Money says nobody can say AA isn't doing a good job for AMC. It just sucks. He's using the shareholders institution to get it done. But that's what CEOs do. That's very well said. And I said that, earlier tonight when we first came on, like from what I heard in that speech in South Carolina, sounded like a CEO who's a little worried about his company. And he wanted to express, what his plans are and why he's optimistic. I heard him mention about how far we've come. I can't disagree with any of those things. Doesn't mean I like the reverse split. Just can't those things. I'm Professional says if the White House stopped GME, there's no reason to believe AMC would squeeze. I just don't know, I'm Professional, if they'll get away with taking away the buy button on a stock ever again. I don't know if that will ever happen again. Evolve Radio says, all I'm saying is Al said he submitted information to the FBI and him and Astro been MIA. Thought that article did drop and I still got drones, so something is shaking in the background. Steve says, I trusted AA will take care of the stockholders. Reason is that he's smart enough to know that if he screws us, we can screw him back many times over. I'm sure he thinks about knowing that, he doesn't want us all turning at once. Obviously, not everyone's seeing eye to eye on this right now. I mean, I don't think anyone can expect that we were all going to go into this proxy looking at it the same way, right? Everyone's situation is different. Hi, Pam the Trader. You didn't know I was live? You didn't get a notification, a bell? Come on. I'm just kidding, Pam. I'm Professional says there are many other ways other than the buy. That's true. I think that was a panic move. Bad luck. Bad luck for the market, though. And all those brokers. Floyd said not without blood in the streets. Right. Yeah, can you imagine? Imagine if AMC ran at 84.32, Thomas B, and they pulled the buy button on us. Censored Content says, bottom line, if I feel... Bottom line, I feel my money is just as safe in AMC. That's how I feel right now. My money's sitting there right now. Chances are in 6 months, this stock is going to be up a little bit. So JG7 says, created the short interest to sucker retail looking for a short squeeze. Issued APE to allow shorts to buy up the nakeds, allowing a way out for the pennies. Guess we're stuck waiting for it to recover. Or issued APE to raise capital to pay off debt. And now we're waiting to recover. Yeah. Yeah, JG7, I have to admit that fully. I mean, that's the kind of headspace I'm in right now. Not where I want to be, but Ricardo says AA shouldn't be telling us what to believe. I agree with you on that. Yep. Sometimes nothing said is the best way, right? David says AA has made his money on the run up plus the yearly salary. Oh yeah, he's being compensated very well. I'm not delusional. I know that. He definitely has done very well for himself, right? But he also has put in a lot of work and doing these tours and going out and visiting all these theaters and meeting and having these things with retail investors. I don't know. I mean, he is putting in the legwork. I have to give him that. Oh God, this Pam nonsense. P Foxfire says, what happened to the pounce? I think it was done on the apes. Adam Aron is a snake. That's harsh, Foxfire. What happened to the pounce? The pounce got crushed. O'Shea said there'll be no blood in the streets. Stop the tough live stream talk. People will be at work. If they pulled the buy button on AMC after we go to all-time highs, O'Shea, you don't think that people will be in the streets? Really? People are ready to overthrow right now just based off a reverse split. We go to $84 and they pull the buy button. I wouldn't want to be Gary Gensler or Vlad or Ken Griffin or anyone in that time period. You're going to have a red dot in your forehead. Red Star 7311 says AA is trying to do us like the florist in the town. Got that poison in her. Jonathan says no mask. Don't tell me you got bought out too. No, man. No. No. I'm just trying to look at realistically what the position we're in right now. I don't know. I can only see what's right in front of my face right now. And that is, we're in a very precarious situation. But again, the reason I'm still here is because more things than not are getting better. And I know someone said the other night in the chat, Mass, how can you say things are getting better if we're still not turning a profit quarter over quarter? We're not back to the pre-pandemic levels of releases and all the things that we haven't got back to yet. We're still working up to that, right? The number of releases, the quality of the releases. That's a big thing. Don't take that for granted. That Hollywood has really done us dirty with this shit schedule they put out. Gus says, I'm so sick of the GME didn't squeeze crap. That crap stock ran to 500 a share. If you didn't sell, AMC is way different. First squeeze only made up to 70 with way more fundamentals. Big D Money says, I think if you're still holding AMC in 10 years, you'll be happy holding. Depending on what happens with this, it could turn everything around for AMC. I mean, like that, right? It could be a huge one way or the other catalyst, depending on how it goes down tomorrow. The Pam nonsense is as soon as Pam shows up, my whole chat turns into hearts of Pam. I love Pam. Hi, Pam. Where are you, Pam? DM me, Pam. That's the Pam nonsense. My whole chat disappears. Jonathan says, AA is a POS fraud. He screwed us all. He sold 200 million ape at 66 cents each, while AMC was at $15. Yeah, Jonathan, we didn't have any AMC shares to sell at that point, right, though? We didn't grant him that ability to issue shares. So the only thing he could sell was the ape. Now, why he waited so long, God only knows. I don't have an answer for you on that. In my opinion, that he fucked up on big time. And I still think that was way too low of a price to sell at. But when you need money, Steve says, in my opinion, he took this insane direction because he was given an ultimatum. He is destroying his legacy and shaming his son. He has nothing to gain. He wasn't given a choice, in my opinion. Who do you think gave him an ultimatum, Steve? O'Shea said, people ain't going to do jack or sheet, and Jack just left town. O'Shea, what do you have, 10 shares? Oh, okay, Pam. Red Star says the numbers they're showing us aren't real. That I believe. I just don't know what the right ones are. Foxfire said this OG ape voted hell no. David said I'm holding a $42 average. Is there anything else on the AMC board that owns stock other than AA? David, I don't know right now. And I can't click off of Restream because as soon as I do, everything starts clicking. Joe says O'Shea doesn't think it's possible for apes to go bonkers and do some crazy things. I was just on the streets 4 weeks ago. O'Shea. In DC, in front of the SEC. Throw Molotov cocktails. Floyd said we love Pam. Well, they have to be able to catch you and cuff you to put you in jail, right, O'Shea? Can't let it get to that point. Anya says, will Scream 6 help AMC, or is that just a drop in the bucket? Anya, I don't think it's going to be any one movie. I mean, besides Avatar grossing, the third highest of all time for revenue, I don't think any one movie is going to slate this year. 2023 is the best we've seen since probably we bought the stock. And that's the only thing I can say about that is, 2023 will be probably the best year we've had since 2019. Just based on the slate of releases that we have. And Avatar making all that money in Q1. Remember, all that, we only had 2 weeks of Avatar in Q4 of last year. We have 10 weeks in Q1 of this year of that revenue. Jeffrey says, Mass, on a serious thought, how can someone say AA is a manipulation and praise all the other CEOs for calling manipulation in the market? It's the whole market that is corrupt. Yeah, Jeff, I was saying that earlier. I don't believe this is an isolated incident. But yeah, he probably just should have kept his mouth shut. But I don't want to say too much because he's coming here in a couple weeks. So I got to kind of mind my P's and Q's so I can hopefully get to talk. Jonathan says AMC was not going broke. Oh no, I'm not saying they were going broke at the time, Jonathan. Definitely not. Definitely not. No, I don't think they're going broke right now. They need some help, but they're not going broke. Prometheus says Adam Aron in some respects listened to retail. He didn't dilute that. Again, Prometheus, I mean, just facts, right? He tried to get us to do it, and we said, no way in hell. When the stock was at 60, 50, 40. And, we told him to take a hike, right? Now, here we are. Here we are. And yeah, Prometheus, like I said, like most of the things that think about it. Most of the things that were brought up in those first couple of earnings calls, they've done. They've said they were going to do it, and they put in the time and the overhead and the expenses to get it done. I can't say that he hasn't done those things that he said he was going to do. Now, some of the other things that have come along with it haven't been great and poor decisions, in my opinion. As a CEO, I think they were bad calls. No doubt about it. Still to this day, I can't understand about, January 3rd, June 3rd, dropping all those shares. I still don't fully understand where those 20 million shares come from. But yeah, that was a tough day, right? I didn't appreciate that at all. That was the first thing that put a sour taste in my mouth about Adam Aron. Gus says, AA is not the fraud. Trey, Matt, Lou, Kevin, they were the true frauds of this community. They persuaded their followers to sell ape out of the gate. and you all listen. AA had no choice. Yeah, I mean, there was a massive sell-off, right? I mean, think about it. There were some big YouTubers out there telling you to sell. And there's a lot of silly people out there who listened. You're right. You're right, Gus. That's and look at who we're talking about. Trey, Matt, Meat, Lou, all probably with 90% of the audience from 18 to maybe 30. So not seasoned, don't understand the market really, don't understand the dynamics or fundamentals of companies, just based off what someone on YouTube is telling you. Captain Billy O says, appreciate you, Mask. Captain, appreciate you, man. Red Star, thank you, brother. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. If my 37 AMCs and 130 apes is not worth 10K, I'm out. Yeah, Jeff. Yeah, there was a lot of bullshit out there, right? 5 billion shares and a second set of books. A lot of nonsense. It's going to 100,000 a share. Cody says, why would anyone still be holding? This is a great question, Cody. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Some people, you know, might just this thing out to the other side. So they're putting up with what they believe to be. And I can't even say what they believe to be. It's whatever your opinion is on Aron is your opinion, and you guys are entitled to it. I am like right down the middle with him. There's a lot of things about him that piss me off. There's a lot of things I got to give him credit for. Steve says, you asked me who I think gave him the ultimatum, the government. Jonathan says, I'm hoping for a miracle that the lawsuit over ape stops AA, but given they are allowing the vote to continue, tells me they're just going to follow through with it, then claim there's no turning back now. And Jonathan, like I said, if things start that day, that I'll make sure we get the story right on that. Ivan's hands is the diamond and says it was a setup from the beginning. Trey was AA's hype man. They all met in Kansas and deleted the video. I remember that. Yeah, Joe, April 9th, for sure. But I'm going to reach out to him before that through HR. Because I do have some questions I want to ask him about the future of this company. Floyd says, look at how much popcorn sold. It was selling out of a lot of the Walmarts. We don't need to dilute. You know, Floyd, I think some of this too is a little bit, you know, those things all take time to set all these things up, right? So it's not something you can demand and immediately they deliver on. So all this time it's gone by. They've been having to work out these things, right? To get the credit cards going, to get the popcorn out across, 2,500 Walmarts. And at the same time, AA is traveling all around the country, going to all the different movie theaters to meet with investors. I don't even know if I would do that as a CEO. I'll be 100% honest with you guys. If I was set up like AA with his kind of money, Jonathan says, so is your position that we should have voted to issue more? Jonathan, my position is damn it. Of course I can't pull up your comment now. Come on. I don't think my position, Jonathan's ever changed. This was a recovery play that I got in back in February of 2021. and it turned into something I was hoping was going to be a MOAS. Then we saw a little bit of a squeeze in June, and now this has turned into a long-term hold for me until the numbers get right again and I can make some money off this stock. I haven't been day trading it or swinging or anything like that. I think my position is we've been let down by regulators. We've been let down by a lot of people. Hollywood. There's a million people to blame. Dr. Fauci. I mean, how did we get in this mess in the first place? Shutting down businesses, right? Hysteria. And I don't see us having to help save a corporation like that with the, retail getting behind a stock like that. I think is a good thing. I think we should try to save that, and we saw a dividend. I don't know. It's a lot of speculation. I know you guys are frustrated and want this thing to be over, and I get it. I get it. You have no idea how sick of it I am. I'm talking about AMC. No idea. No idea. Thanks, Pam. Jamie says we could all take our tax losses on AMC tomorrow and sell 3,000 worth of AMC common stock, 100 each per se. That would 500 million sold one day and cause a broker squeeze, not collaboration. Joe says we possibly might not need to dilute, but imagine how much more valuable the company will be for us when we are absolutely raking in the dough. Joe, it's everyone sees this going differently, right? Or some of us see it the same, some see it different. I think we could probably stave off dilution for a little longer, especially with these 2 quarters right now that we're going to be going through. But, I also like to have them be able to have cash on hand in case it's a good opportunity comes along, whether it's to pay off some debt at a massive up some high performing theaters from another company, whatever the case may be. Real rugged, you're late. What's going on, my man? Lupe. What's going on, my friend? How you doing tonight? Appreciate you. Ivan says it'd be just fine without taking our shares. They might have to be, because I don't know if this vote's going to go through. Right, Ivan? Lupe, did you get your vote in? Kokomo Joe said AA could have sold Ape at 987654321. No, he chose 66 cents with a friend of a program. It'll be stopped by the court. We're going to find out, Kokomo Joe. We are going to find that out. MC, where'd you go, MC? I saw you earlier and then you disappeared. Jerry, what's up, brother? He says Adam blows. I guess I know how you voted, Jerry, right? I got you loud and clear. Day of Reckoning says today 77% buying in the dark pool, 8.9% sells lit to come off threshold. They're still at it. Yeah, we came off today, right, Day of Reckoning? MC, appreciate you, man. Thank you. MC says it's okay if the number of shares go the amount of assets and lower liabilities and increase earnings by paying less in interest payments. Yeah. Easter B says, if the White House stopped game at 590, how can we expect better? So Easter Beast, that was a report that came, I want to say, concept. It was a breaking news alert that I saw on Twitter that was on, I believe, Glenn's page, that the White House had contacted some of the major brokers that were in trouble, telling them to do that. So, but look at the hornet's nest they whisked up by doing that, right? So I find it hard to believe that they would be able to do something like that again. But I wouldn't put shit past these people. That's so scandalous. Prometheus says when Adam Aron retires, he's voting for Tony De Niro for AMC CEO. I'll vote for Tony. Just Another Ape says, Mash, you should meet up with Mediocre Trader for Boston Adam Aron meetup. I'm gonna, for sure. I'm gonna meet up with, I want to meet everybody. Everybody's gonna be there. Yep. Jamie says he should drop 4 billion ape, then RS just ape. Anya said Tony should be AA's right hand man now. That'd be fine with me. O'Shea says, Gus, exactly. As people get break even, if they can, they're gone, and the remaining people can hold till their heart's desire. Steve says, Jeff Rocha, true about building cash, but not off the backs of. He literally went on trades with shorts and told Melissa Lee whether it was intentional or not is his secret. Gus says, Mass, as of tomorrow, Antara has fulfilled their obligation to hold ape until March 14th. They can dump all 232 million of their ape tomorrow. Yeah, I believe that deadline ends tomorrow. Pretty sure. Yes. O'Shea says, I blame myself for not selling out. Join the club, O'Shea. Mm-hmm. Yeah, once he dumped those 20 million shares on June 3rd, I should have just said, you know what? I'm going to take my ball and go home. No, Pam, you've never let me down. Not even close. Not even close. Yeah, O'Shea, I blame myself too. And now, I'm in the position I'm in because I decided to hold through, that gamma squeeze. And the smart people bought, $40 call options for June 18th and made millions of dollars. But I wasn't exercising options on the AMC back then. I was just buying shares. Real Rugged says the facts of life, Mass. Exactly. Anya says we are alive because Fauci shut things down. Agreed, Anya, 100%. Red Star says it will take at least 30 days for AMC to start receiving. Right. Okay, so Red Star, you know a little bit about the retail sales? Yeah, so by Q2, yeah, nice chunk of change, right? David the Great says, my position was to vote yes on limited dilution in exchange for NFT per share. Anya says, not everyone is as young as you, Mass. Fauci did the right thing. Anya, if you were older and you were susceptible to getting sick, maybe you had comorbidities, I think you should stay home. I think you should get jabbed, wear your mask, wear a helmet, whatever you need, right? Just don't press on everyone else. That's all. You do what's good for you. If you want to get vaxxed, stay inside 24/7, wear your mask, put a helmet on and a hazmat suit, and protect yourself. I think that's good. You should stay safe. Absolutely, 100%. And no one has a right to tell you that you can't do those things. You can even go outside and walk around with all those things on. No one's going to say anything to you. But when you have to start telling other people what to do, that's where I have an issue. Ask the homosexual community how it worked out for them back in the 80s with Fauci. They love him. Real Rugged says Boston Tea Party, some of our shares. Professional says the company doesn't gain value to the market by staying afloat, only by dilution. That's not a business. 100%. I'm professional. Now, I know everyone looked at AMC's numbers before they jumped in and bought shares, right? Like, I mean, people understood this company was in trouble when they bought, right? Anya, that's what I like about this channel. See, Anya is respecting Jeff C. See how she's nice. She won't get upset by what you say, but she disagrees. That's all. And we're not all going to see eye to eye on everything, right? We're not. It's finding like a middle ground, a common ground. So like, I feel like that people should be able to do whatever they need to do to protect themselves from any kind of sickness or harm or death. They should be able to do whatever is necessary to keep themselves safe. Captain Billy B says, hopefully the vote is no. Steve says, what's amazing is in the midst of all these disagreements, most of us here are probably still holding AMC. We all are probably, Steve. Everyone is that's in this chat. Prometheus says, okay, when Adam Aron retires, Tony Gennaro for CEO and Pam the Trader for CFO. Justin says the vote will pass 60-40. Anya says, Anya, I want to be educated. And I'm being serious, Anya. Educate me on Fauci. Tell me how him shutting down the country 2 weeks, right, to stop the spread, to stop this curve, right? What was it called? Tell me how that turned into 2 years to crush the middle class. 2 weeks to slow the curve turned into 2 years to destroy the economy. Gia, what's up? MC says it's okay if the number of shares go the amount of assets. Did I read that already? And lower liabilities to increase earnings by paying less in interest payments. There will be opportunities if this passes. From what I'm seeing in the chat right now, I don't from this channel, the vote ain't passing coming from the that's for sure. That is for damn sure. Jerry says we were too hard to get these things and then to hold on to this long and then just have more. Hell no. Jonathan says, have you read the lawsuit? The vote set up to pass. All the apes at CS get voted for. Whichever the majority of apes get voted, and ANTARA must vote for. That's more than half of the apes. So all apes equal 4. The ANTARA apes, Jonathan? Yeah. Justin says, when do you think news of the vote will leak? I think we're going to get it tomorrow, right? PVV. This is a good point. See, this is why I love this discussion open. Good point. I didn't think of it that way. See? Now, granted, he was still doing that when, AMC was in a much better position, right? So it's not like this was new in the last 2 weeks as we lead up to the vote, right? So I'm not gonna say that all of a sudden he's just showing up at theaters begging for money. He's been doing this for a long time. Tony says, I'm gonna do a video tomorrow for everyone that still doesn't understand how useless TH list is. It won't be my opinions. It'll be the reminder of what Dr. Trimbath told us 2 years ago. Susan Trimbath, that's right. Go read that book. No, Anya, I have no children. I have no children. Would that change my mind, you think? If I had children? More children died in the last 2 years from the regular flu than COVID, right? As long as we're keeping track. I think it's under 0.01% of children who were infected with COVID were even hospitalized. But I tell you this, my roommate's son, after a year and a half out of school, is all fucked up. All fucked up. He's so far behind. He's not even socially adapted yet. He's at that age between 8 and 10 right now. It's so bad. Joe said, so the only way studios will survive in the future, yeah, they're losing a ton of money, Joe. I mean, that's why they were able to get all those deals done for the 45 days after release. Now, I know it used to be 90 a long time ago, but the fact that they were going from streaming and release to the theaters the same day, that got worked back to 45 days is, that was a very bullish thing in my opinion. If they didn't get that, I would have thought about this play a lot differently. That's for sure. After I saw the numbers from, Black Widow and some of those movies that came out right after, we were kind of just starting to break out of the, the whole stay inside thing. Jeff says, I'm being nice, but I think Fauci will go to jail for his part in the crime on the virus and the jab. Thing is, here's the thing, Jeff, right? I don't know that Fauci necessarily lied to Congress when he was asked about gain of function, right? Now, he lied about the masks. He lied about herd immunity. He lied about natural immunity. What else did he lie about? Now, we don't know about the lab leak or any of that stuff, but we know for 3 things for sure. He lied about natural immunity, he lied about herd immunity, and he lied about masks. Facts. 3 things. He bold-faced lied to the American people 3 times. Did I count? BPD says literally he's lied about everything. I know. He's bad. He's not good news, right? He's not good news. And whether his intentions were good and pure when he laid out his plan. Now, I would say from the internal emails from Francis Collins and the rest of the NIH, the Barrington Declaration, to me, that seemed like they were trying to censor people who had a different opinion than them. I just want to know one thing. How much has Dr. Fauci gotten from Pfizer in the last 2 years? I just want to know a number. He won't answer that. Jonathan, I can't pull their shit up because if I do, We start to lag and click in the audio and the video. Sean says, anyone knows when the result get taken into effect if it happens to be a yes outcome. So I believe it has to wait till after the court case, Sean. Trader and Cheese says, look at CTB and tell me holding isn't working. Yeah. Steve says he must know that we will be gone if the RS goes through. He is not stupid. He is also destroying his customer base. Makes 0 sense. And that is why I say he wasn't given a choice. Talking Surface Monkey says, Tony Gennaro, which is why the focus should be shutting down dark pools and putting bad actors in jail. Voting yes just makes it easy. Let's start with payment for order flow. Let's get to probably one of the biggest issues that we have right now. Citadel using, having Citadel Connect and not Citadel Connect. God, I can't even think of what it is. I know securities and what time is it? I'm getting tired. It's 2 a.m. Tony said 5% daily volatility in the stock makes 200% CTB irrelevant. I'd rather see CTB up than low. That's for sure. Vincent says, what happens with the play if you only have AMC shares for the split? Thanks. I don't think anything will happen to you, Vincent. You'll just still have AMC shares tomorrow. After however this goes down, you'll still just have your same number of AMC shares. Talking Surface Monkey says, Massalorian, this was about population control. See, good thing Tony's in the chat right now and not live. Too many idiots on the planet. The ruling class did something about it. I can't sit here and tell you where Dr. Fauci or Dr. Collins or any of those guys' hearts were at the time. Were they genuinely concerned about an outbreak and, hundreds of millions of people dying? Did they know the severity of COVID? Did they know that there were other ways to treat it besides the vaccine? That ivermectin worked, that, what were the other ones? I said Rohypnol. Not Rohypnol. Oh my God, I'm getting tired now. I can't even think of the name of the drugs anymore. Joseph says, I still see stupid people walking under the sun outside 100 degrees, masks with a mask on. I see people driving the cars by themselves with the windows rolled up with their masks on. Nutty. Days of Reckoning says, I have children. Son lost his junior and senior year of his daughter 9 and 10 years. I'll never forget both B students before and hate it now. Yeah, man. There's no doubt about it. Shutting the schools down was a big mistake. That was the one thing they shouldn't have done. You want to shut down, anyone that is a high risk, anyone, even over, leave that as a flat number. But the kids who were in school, they should have never done that. They should have updated anything they needed to do, whatever it was going to cost to fix the filtration systems in the schools. Maybe had them home for a couple weeks until they could do that. And they should have been right back into the classroom. That was a big mistake. Tony says, yeah, a lot of people who bought clickbait don't like the math. Steven says, please humor me. I have one question and I'm gone for tonight. What happens if the judge decides that ape wasn't legal in the first place? Tony Gennaro, please chime in too. Thanks. What happens if the judge decides that ape wasn't legal in the first place? Steve, I have no idea, man. I'm not that well versed in the law. Tony, if you have an answer for that, go for it, man. It's all you. Big D Money says, if we would have given AA dilution when he wanted it first, does anyone think we would have popcorn or credit cards or merchandise? No. No dilution has been good for creativity. Yeah, they had to come up with some things, right? I mean, they posed the question to retail. You know, what do you guys think are some good ways that we can bring in some more money, right? Real Rugged says, I prefer calling it a gangbanger function. Kokomo Joe says, COVID travel from Fort Bragg to China for gain of function research. That's the truth. Sean? Gus? I think absolutely 1000% that had something to do with it, right? Because had this not happened, I think this, and you know who would be back in the White House again. This, I agree with that 100%. I'm not saying it was on purpose, but Chris says, did you and T sell your AMC? Chris, do you think I would be on here right now talking about AMC if I wasn't? Why would I give shit? Why would I be up right now at 2 in the morning? I'm going to work in 6 hours. No, I still have my AMC, bro. And so does Tony. Yes. Right, Tony? Yeah, I think I would have known. Tony sold his AMC. Chris says we got it on the wrong side. That's unfortunate. That was the last thing I wanted to do, right? Get on the wrong side. I want to be on the right side of history. Highway Frog, have a good night. Jonathan said, there you go if you want to redelete it. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, Jonathan. Hydroxychloroquine. Oxychloroquine. I can't even say it. The like button like you voted. Kokomo Joe says that was done on purpose to dumb down society. You will see in 20 years. Oh, yeah. This generation of kids right now, they're screwed. Gus says, why didn't we lock down when Ebola was spreading back in 2014? I was waiting for Anya to come back and tell me what about the kids that she was worried about, but she never answered. It was on the news every day for the first few months. I remember how scary that was, Gus. I remember that. Coming out of sub-Saharan Africa, I remember. I forget what country it was in. Jerry says, do I forget how important it was to have liquor stores open? You could get tons of liquor and weed, but no school. No. You can pack a spliff and down a 40 of OE, but don't you dare try to go to the library. Stay out of that library. Fortunato 2 says, don't forget the healthcare system was overwhelmed and some measures need to be taken to avoid a collapse in the system. I don't know about that, man. They called in 2 Navy ships to the ports in New York. If you guys remember, there was 2 big Mercy, and I forget the other one. The park there in New York all set up for emergency. They never used any of that. Trump brought all that out. FEMA got activated, right? They had who was it? Ford was making respirators. I saw a lot of articles from that people were not being able to get in for gunshot wounds because there were too many people staying in line for COVID, and it turned out that the pictures were from 2 years ago. You really got to dig deep, guys, if you want to know what happened. You really do. And I know a lot of you guys on this channel Channel are well aware of that. That's why we don't talk about that much, right? Day of Reckoning says allowed to mail ballots out 9 effing months before the election. I know. And I definitely am not going to say that the election was stolen in 2020. But there was absolutely a coordinated effort on the ground to collect Democratic votes from across. No doubt about that, because they bragged about it right after it happened. Go read the Time article. Kokomo Joe says America is being shut down from within. We have lost control of our country. We produce nothing anymore except weapons. Yeah, it's been horrible on children. All right, guys, go for about another 5 minutes till 2 o'clock, just because I got to get up in 4 hours, so I got to get some sleep. Thanks, Chris. USS Comfort was the other one. Thank you. Mercy and Comfort. Thanks. Yes. Pam, help me out real quick. Are you still on here, Pamela? Make sure I don't mess this up. Jonathan said, did you hear about the churches that reorganized as a strip club because church was banned, but strip clubs were deemed essential services? No, Jonathan. But I believe that 1,000%. Man, oh man. Steve S. says, they deceived. Ivermectin discussed only the dewormer and ignored the Pasteur research. People alone in car with a mask, sometimes it's faster. Yuka, I got to be at work in 5 hours. Chris says, Cuomo killed a lot of elderly. Yes, he did. Dave Reckoning, have a good night, man. Says, thanks, Mass. Tomorrow may be our day. We shall see. We shall see. Yeah, I'm all about public relations, man. I don't want to be on the mic anymore. Kokomo Joe says, great show, Mass. I like how you let people speak their mind. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. That's what this place is all about, right? I mean, that's why I love this place so much, because we have that opportunity to do that. And we can disagree on things, and we're not going to see eye to eye every time. But we really, guys, we only have each other in this country. That's it. We got to watch each other's backs. We can't be divided up anymore, especially not like racially. Like, that is just so insane in 2023 that people are even talking about that nonsense. Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate you. Thanks, man. You're welcome, Pam. Headstock Harem says neither mercy or comfort happened. Yeah, Katie. Yeah. The biggest transfer of wealth upwards in history, right? I mean, that 5.5 trillion. How much did each of us get who happened to have worked that whole time? We got $1,000 check and a $500 check, and then what else? Where did the rest of the money go? Jerry, have a good night, man. If not tomorrow night, then I'll be on. You know, I usually try to only do like 1 or 2 lives a week, just because I know sometimes it's too much. So, you know, if shit gets wild tomorrow, I'll go on tomorrow night. But try to break it up a little bit, right? Flana, have a good night. Kokomo Joe. Comfort came to Port of LA. I went to see it. Nobody in sight. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they did enact, you know, they got FEMA and they got all those things initiated, and it wasn't necessary. Wasn't necessary. I mean, we saw who COVID took out, right? There's a very, very specific and 20 was it? Yeah, March 2020. Bill Ackerman, who owns he's got a big hedge fund. He was the guy who was shorting Hilton hotels and all that stuff. He wrote a letter to his shareholders. And in that letter, this is in May of 2020 now, before we knew like anything, he wrote to all his shareholders that this was a pandemic of the those with comorbidities, and that it will be temporary, and that most normal, like, you know, most people who don't have comorbidities and are not in the elderly or, you know, anything like that, those people are going to be fine. Now, I don't know how he knew that, but if you go back and read Bill Ackman's letter to his shareholders the day that they released the information to whatever state he was in at the time, that we were doing the 2 weeks for the curve thing, whatever the hell it's called, he said in his letter to the shareholders, this is a pandemic of the elderly and those who are already sick. So if Bill Ackman knew, don't tell me Fauci didn't know. He's not that stupid. Lordy, have a good night, man. Appreciate you guys coming back. Yuka, thank you. Thank you. Pam, you're busy tomorrow night. What? Let me say thanks to my mods real quick. So Yuka's a new mod now. Pam, Maxi, Prometheus. Did I miss any of my mods tonight? I hope not. Mike says, Mass, what's up with Trump and DeSantis? I don't know, man. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know how that's going to play out. I mean, that's like such a toss-up, right? Here's my thing, and then I'll kind of close on this as we roll up on 2 hours and 30 minutes. I think that Trump right now is just so damaged. And, you know, some of it is his own fault, but some of it is not. A lot of it is a bunch of lies, unfortunately. But he's just got so much. It seems like he's just carrying around so much baggage. It's going to be hard for some of these people to get over that, to vote what would be better for the economy and for your pocketbook. I just see that being a sticking issue. I don't know. I could be wrong, though. The hell do I know? Falana, have a good night. Get those kids up for school in the morning. O'Shea, have a good night, man. Tomorrow, every beginning has an ending. Steven says, anyone want to go into sales with pitchforks? GD Shenanigans says, mom and pop stores shattered, but Target and Walmart got stay open because they were essential. Right. Right. Yep. Lordy, have a good night. Thanks, man. You too. You too. Yuka, Real Rugged. Pamela. AA, appreciate you, man. Thank you. Yeah, Mike, they are, for sure. Prometheus says, majority of stimulus, PPE money, etc., went to the left's business owner friends and supporters. How much? What? 38 billion of it went to fraud? Two weeks to flatten the curve. Thanks, Floyd. That's the term I was looking for all night. 2 weeks to flatten the curve turned into 2 years to crush the middle class. Chris, no, I am not. Absolutely not. I have no idea what's in that stuff. I couldn't tell you. I'm just a little skeptical. When they get a vaccine that is not leaky and stops transmission and all the other things that, most of the other vaccines that we all take, when that happens and we perfect it, I'll take it. Until then, I'm good. Good. I know, Gus. I know. Oh, Chris, that's good. I'm glad your sister made it, man. That's good. Backyard Boogie, I did add you as a mod. I did. The other day. And if I didn't, no, I'm pretty sure I did, bro. But if I didn't, here's your shout out. Backyard Boogie, thank you, bro, for modding tonight. I'll check when I get off. Congress did what? What did they do? No, that's not true, is it? Congress exempted themselves from the mandatory vax? That can't be true. No, everyone had to take it. If there was 100 employees, if you're a government employee, there's 100 people that work for the government. Yeah, those are mandatory. You had to take them. Chris says, Trump is not damaged. He is king. You are bullshit, bro. Okay. No, I didn't buy into anything. On results of the election, I know Trump is not in the White House anymore, so whatever happened, someone didn't like him. And as I just stated, Chris, a couple minutes ago, there was a coordinated effort to rake in Democratic votes for Joe Biden. The guy didn't leave his basement for 6 months to campaign. Are you really trying to tell me that that many people came out and voted for Joe Biden? I don't think so. Go read the Time article, bro. They bragged about it. They bragged about how they were able to do this. It's probably one of the best pieces of writing I've seen since the pandemic started, was that Time article. Mike said, unvaccinated is the next Bitcoin. I know, we're going to be a rare breed, right? Trump was a majority attacked. I'm voting for Trump a third time. Oh, yeah. He got he got mauled. And we know now things that were total lies. Russiagate was completely made up. 100%. But for 4 years, that's all the news talked about. So all of these people out there who, just focus in on mainstream media, all they've heard is the negative. So it's impossible to get through those people. Forget it. It's time to leave them behind. Gotta move on. Can't be trying to convince everyone. Night, Steve. Have a good night. Gus. I know, Headstock Harem. It is a waiting game. See, Backyard Boogie, I told you, bro. I got you. I got you 6. Tony, good night. Yeah, I hope so too, man. I hope so too. Have a good night. Thank you. Jimmy G, good night. Mike. Love all you guys. Thanks so much. I'm going to cut it off right here. It is just rolled past the 2-hour, 30-minute mark. Yeah, thank you to my mods. Thanks for everybody who came by and hung out with me. Thank you guys for giving me your input. I appreciate everyone being, respectful to each other and letting everyone have a voice. Love you guys. Have a good night.